Hello guys and welcome to this new video. Today I want to show you what I find the most useful thing that you should bring to the track, or that you some also need to bring to the track if you want to go racing with your car, or just do a track day or do whatever on a racetrack. So you don't forget anything, and maybe we will find some helpful tips or something, because there were some of these things that I'm going to list that I forgot when going to my first track day. So yeah, maybe I can help you with this video. So without any further ado, I would say we'll jump right into the video. And the first thing that I have here is a toolbox. I don't have that many tools, so I can keep everything in this single toolbox. I have here sockets, different sizes, and screwdrivers, Loctite, everything that you could need, zip ties and everything which you could need to fix small stuff on your car. Maybe a bolt gets loose or anything. It's great to be able to repair these small things, because maybe some tracks also you could borrow some equipment, but many tracks don't have that. So it's useful to bring your own tools, and also like maybe it's also enough to bring like a socket kit with a wrench, with the most common sizes that you have on your car. Yeah, that's the first thing, because you never know what will happen. I mean, racing at the track always yeah, puts great stress on the car, and there might some bolts be getting loose, so which wouldn't do that on the street. So that's very useful. And then the second thing, which yeah also is in that direction, is a torque wrench, because you don't want to lose your wheels at the track, and also after the track day when you're driving home. I'm assuming, or I always drive my car to the track. I don't have a tow truck or trailer or anything. So always before and after the track day, I always torque down my wheel bolts or wheel nuts, and yeah, so it's a good idea to bring a torque wrench. And then to complete all of that, I also bring the factory toolkit that comes in the MRS, which has a little floor jack, or a scissor jack, I don't know how it's called, a simple jack, to jack up your car. Maybe something is broken on the bottom of the car, so you can jack up your car and maybe tighten a bolt or change a wheel or anything, or take the wheel off to see what's going on, something like stuff like that. It's good to bring a jack, so I always keep that in the car, so I don't have to pack it, because I always leave it in the car in case of an emergency or something where I would need it. So yeah, those are the most useful tools I would recommend. And then basic equipment. Most tracks even have a rule that say you need to wear a helmet, so that's why we got a helmet here. A normal open face motorbike helmet is what I use. I think that's fine. Better obviously would be a closed helmet, or dedicated racing helmet. And yeah, even if your track, or I don't know if you're going on a private track or whatever, where you don't have these rules, I would recommend always wear a helmet. I always see many videos of people also running the Nordschleife, where you don't have to wear a helmet. I'm not sure about that, but I see so many people running without one, so I'm assuming there isn't a rule, because I think it's seen as a official, or like a street, a normal street, so without a speed limit. So that's maybe why you won't need a helmet, but I always recommend wearing a helmet even if there's no rule to do so. And then in addition to that, I like to wear gloves. These are just some normal thin motorbike gloves without any protectors on it. I like to use them because with this material here, they give you a better grip on the steering wheel, especially with this old Toyota, how do you call it, leather steering wheel is so not very grippy with your normal hand. So I like to use the gloves, and in addition to that, I always bring my glasses, because when you have a sunny day, driving without glasses, getting blinded by the sun in an important corner or anything is always not that great. So don't forget those. And yeah, that's so much about the safety stuff, I would call it. And the next thing is a pressure gauge, a tire pressure gauge, because you obviously need, or you don't need to, but I would recommend adjusting tire pressure at the track, so you can lower the tire pressure to a perfect amount, which gives you the best grip and the best track performance. So there are these small gauges which you just put on the valve quickly, and then it shows the number, and then you can remove the pressure by turning it around and just sticking it on the valve. But I don't have something like that. I only have this from the normal air compressor. You can just stick it on, read your tire pressure, and then press the button to release the pressure. Works perfectly, and yeah, lets you adjust the tire pressure on your car, even if the track where you're going doesn't have this. Some tracks also have an air compressor with a pressure gauge, so you could use that. But if your track doesn't have one, it's good to bring your own. And in addition to that, and what I also like to bring is, like, this is a I think it's fairly cheap, it's not that expensive. It's a battery powered like, how do you call it, a little air compressor. It's from Xiaomi, if I'm not mistaken. Like that. You can just, then there's a little display on it, you can just type on your tire pressure that you want, and then you can, after the track day, you can fill your tires back up if you want to drive home. It's, for example, if I drive on the track, I lower my tire pressure. I normally drive around, let's say, 2 bars, and now I lower it to 1.9 or 1.8. It would be not efficient to drive home with this low tire pressure, so it's a cool thing to be able to pump up your tires after your track day to drive home if you're again, if your track doesn't have a compressor which you can use. But yeah, I really like that. It works. It has enough power to fill up all the 4 tires after a track day. So yeah, works perfectly for me. But I think it's under $100, so it's a very good investment. Yeah. And then 2 last things that came to my mind was, don't forget to bring water. It sounds so simple, but when you're on a sunny track day and you don't want to buy, maybe if they're available, you don't want to buy expensive drinks or something at the track, it's good to bring your own water. Bring a lot. If it's sunny, you will need it. And as like your car can overheat, your body also needs its fluids, so don't forget your water. And then one thing I like to bring is chalk. Simple chalk. I can show you how I use it. It's a little trick that I like to do for finding the right tire pressure, because obviously you want to use the whole thread of the tire when driving on the track. You don't want to fill up your tires too much, that you're only using like the inner part, and you also don't want to load the tire pressure too much, that you're using all the side wall of the tire too. So I like just to use some chalk and make some stripes on the side of the tire, and when you're driving your first session, you will see how far the chalk will get rubbed off of the tire. Let's see, you're driving and your tire pressure, like your chalk, gets rubbed off up to here. That would be pretty good. But if it's rubbed off up to, like, say, down here or something, your tire pressure would be way too low. Or maybe, let's say, this even stays on, then your tire pressure is way too high. So it's a little trick to determine the right tire pressure when driving on the track, or also when doing toge or something. I mean, you should be able to find a little bit of chalk, and I always put it in this little bag, in this sus looking bag. But and also I always keep that in the car, so I can't forget it, and I always have it with me if I need it. So that's a little trick. You can also go the fancy way and use like this like laser temperature measuring thing, I don't know how it's called, which lets you measure temperatures with like through laser beams, because that will make you able to do one thing, two things in one. It will let you measure the temperature of the tire, and also you can measure the inside, the middle and the outside, and then with that determine if your tire has an even heat throughout the whole pattern. So if your tire only heats up in the middle, that's not at the inside, it's not that good. If it only heats up in the middle, could mean too much tire pressure. So you want a even temperature all the way through the tire. So it's a good idea also, or could be a good idea to use a tool like that, but that would be a way too fancy for the channel, so I haven't used something like that for now. But yeah, I forgot to add one thing, which is a little bit of oil, because at the track you might have a higher risk of running low on oil or something, or maybe you didn't check your oil before the track day. So it's always a good idea to bring a little bit of oil. Maybe your engine is burning a little bit of oil. I have a friend whose MX-5 is always burning oil, so he's going through liters of oil on a track day, but it works, and so it's a good idea to bring some oil too. Yeah, those are, in my opinion, the most important things you should need, or you should bring. And feel free to leave me comments or messages in the comments for maybe stuff I forgot, or stuff that you find more useful or less useful. Or you can also tell me your experiences, what you maybe didn't bring to your track day and needed. And yeah, with that, I would say thanks for watching, and I hope I will see you in the next video. Bye!